Hello, I'm Steve Mitchell, a.k.a. Mitchman. What's your name? Outstanding. Welcome to Bobby Pickles Podcast.
Bobby Pickles Podcast. He always says that's me. With that look on his face, he'll talk about anything. Outstanding. Tattoos, t-shirts, politics, history, and hot sauce on everything. Bobby Pickles. Pop culture, documentaries, conspiracy theories, sarcasm, and fear. It's a conversation, started listening, cause we're all here. Bobby Pickles Podcast.
That's me, Bobby Pickles. Hello, and welcome to episode, I think it's 62 that we're on right now. And we're here in sunny South Florida at the studio of Dell, West Palm Beatz. That's his new operation. Just throwing that out there. But we're in the studio, and we got Mitchman. The
Hello.
Mitchman Cometh.
Mitchman, welcome to the show.
Mitchman Cometh. Hello, Mitchman. How are you doing? This is Steve. Mitchman's his moniker, like Bobby Pickles is mine.
Well, it's a good thing we're on the radio because I'm looking at the duds that Dell's sporting right now, and he looks sexy from top to bottom.
Always.
All of
He's
us.
always.
This is how he does it.
All of us look like we're getting ready to go fight somebody for a bologna sandwich.
This is
and
how he
Dell's
does it.
rocking
It's his home studio. You come here, he's fully dressed to the T.
Yeah.
You know, Dell has great attire and great fashion sense. He can teach you a couple of things, Mitchman, but actually, I think you're doing okay. There's stuff that he'd like to teach you, right? You're kind of like a rabble rouser. You get out there, you're a coxman, you know, right? You've been known to,
A coxman's a good term, but a cocksmith is not a good term. Cocksmiths hang out in different areas. Being a coxman is kind of it's like being a woodsman, but being a cock.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everyday pricks. We don't get the appreciation that we need.
Yeah. Well, on this episode, we're going to cover some very interesting topics, you know.
What's the first one?
First topic.
Did we write them down?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, and by the way, that's my lovely cohort,
Lovely?
Mr. Pizza.
Oh, thank you. Lovely. That was nice.
Lovely.
That was
Lovely
unexpected.
cohort.
That was unexpected.
He
you know-
got a turtle wax job on that head. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Looks good.
No, I was getting ready. We were supposed to go to a Christmas party last night,
Well,
and everyone got fucked up,
I
right?
wanted to say Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Pizza.
Merry Christmas to you too, sir.
You know, we had the Christmas.
I wish nothing but a terrible
God
2019
bless us,
for you.
everyone.
We had the Christmas holiday last week, and you know,
that
this
was
week,
great. The
well, actually,
Chinaman.
this week, midweek, it was weird, messed us all up. Everybody didn't know what they were doing down here in sunny South Florida. Not a lot of work was accomplished. We screwed over a lot of people.
Sounds like an everyday week, yeah, but you know.
Yeah.
I was in the Midwest. You should see the girls in the Midwest.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
They get a good rap for manners and everything else, but you got to get past the whole livestock appeal.
Oh, like looking like livestock.
Yeah.
Like big and
It's rough.
Tell me, Mitch, man,
Burly.
because
not girly, but burly.
a couple of city slickers who have not graced our eyes with those lovely, voluptuous women. Tell me about them.
Well, it's not curves in the right spots. You know, you get up there and it's not surprising to see someone in a pair of purple sweats and a Rusty Wallace T-shirt. You know, they really keep it classy up there.
Yeah, in the Walmart, I'd imagine.
If you ever want to feel sexy, go to the Midwest, because a lot of people have one eye in Tennessee and the other one in Wisconsin. I mean, it's scary. That's why do you think I'm down here in South Florida?
And so you were up there, up north. That's where you hail from, right?
I hail from
Originally.
Indiana. Yeah.
You're a self-hating Midwesterner.
No, I love the Midwest. I'm just poking fun, but honestly, you get up there and everyone judges the prowess of their town based on the super Walmart, and that's not a good thing. You know,
There'd be some
it's like,
fucked up
hell,
characters in a Walmart.
Not a lot of mom and pop shops anymore.
No, there still is.
you gotta have that
there still
one,
is. You got the chicken fried steak at some places. That's the special. But the other special is the staff. I mean, it's a minimum tooth employment policy. Let's just put it that way.
So they don't have dental, is what you're saying?
I don't think so. I mean, they have oral, but they don't have dental.
So, Mitch, man, you know, you immigrated down here to the state of Florida a while back, and you stayed here for a good, healthy, 10 years or so?
No, I've been down here off and on since 2002. So Florida's been good to me.
Your parents retired down here?
Yeah, parents were over in Cape Coral, but going over there is like going to Denny's. You know, they don't call it heaven's waiting room for nothing. And I think the median age is somewhere between Yoda and Obi-Wan. so it ain't like South Florida. Over here on the East Coast is where it's at.
So, Mitch, man, how was your holiday up there? You went up and visited your hometown. You brought your new wifey with you, right? I mean, you guys are.
I did.
You guys have a baby on the way?
We got a baby on the way. Not married yet. That's a sore subject. Thank you.
It's a sore subject? Perfect. Why aren't you married yet, huh? Why haven't you posed the question, Mitch, man?
Oh, it'll happen. She's definitely a keeper. Beautiful Greek girl. We're going to be welcoming a baby girl in the spring. Wow. So in April time, we'll be having... And let me tell you.
Aries.
You think you know, and... Good. In today's world, people get so sanctimonious because they're parents. I mean, I haven't changed much. But one thing that did change, and I did fall in line with the millennial custom, we did the gender reveal, which I thought the gender reveal was when it comes out of the womb and it's got a hot dog, it's a boy. If it comes out and it's got a bun, it's a girl. But
right, that's how it's supposed to be,
that
right?
would be great.
Listen,
let me tell you, when I saw pink, when I saw little pink ribbons come flying out of the sky, my whole world changed. One, it told me I'm going to have to stay in really good shape for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And two, I just can't wait till I answer the door. And guys go by intimidation. I'm going to have cut off jean shorts with one ball hanging out and a porn stash. She'll never have guys coming over.
Now, Mitchman, why did you decide to go the millennial route and do the gender reveal in lieu of, what an 80s baby would love to do, which would be the traditional thing and wait, until it comes out?
You know what? It kept the family happy. Everybody was happy.
Yeah.
Everybody was happy.
Did you fight for the traditional?
I fought for about 6 or 7 seconds. It was like
in your own head. In your own head. Yeah.
In my own head. I'm undefeated.
Played it differently.
Let's be honest. I mean, when you find a good woman and they give you that cold stare, it's kind of like the church stare that the parents used to lay on you. You get your shit in line.
Yeah, you just shut up.
Because she's putting up with you anyway. I mean,
exactly.
Guys, we're 1 or 2 chromosomes away, men, from having hooves. I mean, we're all barbaric. I mean, real men anyway, not these things that are walking
soy
around
boys.
today. The soy boys that are posing as men with their little Peter Pan pants and their little fruity haircuts. But Midwest was a good Christmas.
Show.
I got to see a lot of good friends, good people. The food was good. I had a good time. But it's good to be back in South Florida.
How is the food out there? What is good out there in the Midwest? Like in Indiana, they have any? Because I know Texas, they have the Longhorn steaks. Down here they got all the fish. Up on the East Coast, they got all the fish.
Well, I went to St. Elmo's. Steakhouse.
What would be the takeaway thing?
Yeah.
The one thing like a tourist would want to see?
Food?
Yeah. No. The staple food is now, and they do it on Monday Night Football. St. Elmo's Steakhouse, downtown Indianapolis, has a shrimp cocktail. And the shrimp are really, really, you can't explain it. It has so much horseradish in it. Wow. It almost shuts your throat off, but then it's a weird addiction. You want it again. Wow. But anyway, we went to that.
I love
jumbo shrimp.
Jumbo
Which
shrimp.
is a contradiction.
Yeah. Well, it's an oxymoron, yeah.
Beautiful restaurant, but other than that, I went to mom and pop pizza shops that I used to frequent. And
well, it's an alliteration. What is it? Jumbo shrimp. It's actually
an oxymoron.
Yeah, an oxymoron.
It's like the evil cousin of an antithesis.
Yeah.
It's a short version.
But it was good. So it's good to be back in South Florida with my boys, and I like the weather. People ask me what town I'm from to close out the Midwest chat. I just tell them I'm from a little town in between nowhere and goodbye.
But you still go back from time to time.
It's nostalgic. You can't.
Parents aren't there though. You're just going back to see friends and
they don't want to go back
cousins and stuff like that.
Friends,
right?
A couple family members. I see my brother when I'm up there. He's a little confused. He grew up in Indiana. He's a diehard Patriots fan.
Well, you're going to be over there now. He might change his tune if he comes and visits you over there.
There's nothing wrong. But here, back to the Colts. You got beat up for wearing Colts gear when you were a kid. Then Peyton Manning came into town, and everyone I grew up with was all of a sudden a Colts fan.
That cocksucker's still doing commercials.
It's like, listen, motherfucker, I got pictures
of you
with
an looking at him and his stupid brother. I hate the both of them. I really hate Eli, though. We would beat Peyton. We beat Peyton all the time, but Eli's got our fucking number, that little cocksucker. I fucking hate him. But anyway, all right, sorry.
So anyway, the first topic got a little off subject, but it was New Year's resolutions. So you're going to be down here for New Year's, or you're going to be up in Boston?
I'm going to go to Fort Myers and spend it with my folks. I don't make resolutions. If you're not already taking care of business, then what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. I don't understand waiting until one day of the year and you just put it all in line.
You're not really a resolutions kind of guy. You don't have anything to resolve.
Well, every day is a resolution.
Every day is a resolution. Good point. And
The only thing I could think of, just right off the top of my head, would be not to impregnate women out of wedlock.
well,
No.
That's the only thing I think.
Well, basically, any resolution I set
16-year-olds.
is one that I plan on breaking and not staying true to at all. Yeah, that's usually how I do it. Anything I say I'm not going to do, I definitely do it within like the first week of the first year.
Oh yeah, Piazza, this is gonna be funny. Yeah, what's your resolution? Because you have you unlike
I have
the
a lot of
antithesis,
vices, yeah.
the actually oxymoron of
I don't
Mitchman.
know. I don't want to get into that right now. That's me on the couch.
I mean, he's got a Metallica shirt on. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You don't want to offend
I'm wearing
anybody.
a fucked up.
Piazza, is there anything that you do, any scummy thing at all that you just aren't gonna do anymore?
How
You
many
just refuse to
resolutions?
do?
It's resolution, not plural. Jesus, I'd have so many.
we don't have that kind of time. A whole year can't really contain.
I guess
It's like one resolution per year.
I don't know. Maybe be a little more grateful. I guess a little more grateful. Yeah.
You have to go for the heartfelt thing. You hit the nerve center. You
Yeah.
gotta be grateful.
How about you, Del?
Resolutions? I'm already working on it, man. There's this thing called...
There you go.
There's this thing called love addiction. I had no idea I was a love addict.
Like
So I-
like
Like
love
love-
making or being in
well,
love.
it's kind of in between sex addiction and love addiction. I'm like one of these people that craves love so much because at birth, like the separation anxiety created like these traumas in my life. I had no idea I had them, so I got into these classes. And basically, it's like when a person starts to pull away, I started getting this a feeling of abandonment, like I'm getting dumped. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because now you start to cling on to the person and they freak out because their space is being taken away. And all of a sudden, it's like chaos. And then every time they pull away further, you beg more. And that's an addiction. Just like anything else.
Yeah.
And it's really
see
close
that.
with sex. Sometimes you're like, afterwards, you feel so hurt. So you're like, fuck it, I'm going to go fuck someone or something like that. And that's what I used to do in the past. So I'm just working on myself.
But you just go to fuck because you're hurt, though.
Right.
You don't even
want
want
to feel close to somebody, fulfilled or something.
Wow.
I didn't do that this time. I had a breakup.
I see. I
did
think
not
I
do
think
that.
I'll never have that problem because you need to experience love. It's like
And you gotta be good.
heroin. You're not going to be a heroin addict
Yeah.
unless you do it.
And you got to be very good looking.
You're gonna fall in love.
Yeah.
You fucking bastard. Yeah.
I know that's an interesting problem that you have.
I know. What a
asshole.
what an interesting problem. Yeah.
Piazza has a face.
Piazza's the opposite problem.
Yeah. No one loves me.
Once
No
again,
love.
the
Yeah. I'm like, I wish I could get angry enough to go fuck somebody. Shit. Or hurt. Sorry.
So this
hurt
year's
enough.
going to be a lot of that kind of stuff. Just like more, fixing the problems of my past that I had, the anxieties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm doing good.
I appreciate your transparency, Del.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Very gay, I know.
And then me.
That was actually touching. It
is.
It's a good thing.
It
It's a good
definitely
thing.
is.
We can have
Just don't
Felix
touch
in
him
here.
too much.
Just
You
don't
might
touch
fall
him
in
too
love.
much.
Yeah.
Everyone stay seated.
Yeah. Everyone
There's no
stay
hugging
seated.
here.
I'm kind of in the same mindset as you. Like why are you gonna wait for a last minute thing? It doesn't. We've already started working out and stuff like that, and doing all kinds of life changing.
That's
stuff.
not really
Way-
resolutions, though. That's just,
Something you should do.
I think, for the ultimate
Things that you
goal.
should just do anyway.
Yeah, it
blood
feels
pressure.
good. It does feel good to work out and exercise.
Walk miles
You
every
feel
day.
way better. My eyes feel way more open, way more clear.
Now, Mitch, man, you're
brain-
a big working out guy. You exercise,
Yeah,
you
you're
lift
sick.
weights, you box, you do all kinds of.
That's interesting you say that because nowadays the fitness community is so despicable, and it's almost like people want recognition for things that real athletes or people that actually played sports. are
Everybody
just
wants a
active.
fucking trophy.
That you get into the trophy thing, but no. In all honesty, how many times I've gotten hot water over gyms where people are like, "Wasn't that inspiring?" I'm like, "No, she did 8 push-ups and ran a 16-minute mile." You gotta put in some time or actually do something impressive physically for me to get a semi anymore. But nowadays, and you'll go into gyms and it's a lot of posing in the mirrors and all that. Now,
Oh,
maybe-
yeah, and the pictures, yeah.
yeah, and it's instant gratification. And how many times do you guys get online and you see a girl with a picture from the gym in the morning and then they're dressed up to go work their $15 an hour receptionist job and it's like beauty to beast. It's like, Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Good point.
What kind of beast are you? Now I got to see your times, because if you ran double-digit miles and you did single-digit weights, then I don't want to know about it. And if you look fantastic, good for you. But look, Jergens didn't sell out because you did a side hip angle pose or whatever in the mirror.
Hashtag goals.
Hashtag goals, hashtag fitness, hashtag
No wanks,
beauty,
no
hashtag
wanks.
beast.
Hashtag no wanks.
And it's so funny.
Mitch, man, you kind of police these people.
Well,
I love that he
You
goes
come
in there and does that.
give them
This
a
is my
dose of
favorite
reality
one. No, my
that they
favorite one
really
is
crave.
the story when you go in there into the CrossFit gyms and you go, you look at the board and you're like, and then you fucking smoke everybody. That's my favorite.
The CrossFit community is interesting because they act like that they just invented everything that ever existed with working out. And you go in there and it is a happy group. Look, the community they've created, you can't deny it.
It's a cult.
It's somewhat of a cult, and the results are there though. People that have never lifted like that, they're gonna get quick results, and they look great. A lot of them, you can't deny the bodies.
Definitely get good results.
When you go in there and you get introduced to, it's like group therapy. What's your name? Steve. Okay, Steve. We want you to try your best. Okay, we want you to do your best. And it's like I feel like I'm in a finger painting class and I'm sad.
Yeah.
What
Book
just
club.
happened? You know, and to go over the fitness world, I've been in gyms up and down South Florida. There's some really good ones, but it's comical the recognition. And you go in and when you're blowing people out on their group workouts where they write your little name on the board and you go in there and do that, they act amazed, and it's like, I do this every Tuesday. I don't know why this is such a big deal. But then someone else will glorify everything they're doing. And it's also a fuck factory though. Piazza, you need to join one. You go in there, say I want to learn the ways of the force, and get some girl all hot in the shorts, she'll will that pussy to you, no problem.
Oh, nice.
Join a cult, Piazza.
Yeah.
There you go.
God,
That's what
you figured this out.
all
yet?
that's
That's what
all you did.
That's what it's come down to for me.
Yeah, join different.
And don't
cults.
forget to use the force.
But yeah, the fitness community is very strange. It's a strange group of people. I still don't understand it, and I've never understood glorifying. Just like with New Year's resolutions, look, if you train hard and you compete in a sport, or you're running 5Ks or marathons, that's awesome, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard work.
And there's a lot of
dedication.
powerful things that come with the fitness community, so don't get me wrong. But there's also a lot of despicable, look at me, click. You go in, there's still cliques. It's supposed to be a social group. It's like you feel like when you go in, you're the fat kid at recess, and then when they find out you're the fastest.
it is a weird. It's like walking on the tier in jail.
Right.
You're like, what the fuck, new fish? I mean,
But what's funny is
I would take a raping right now. I need to get laid some way. Fuck it.
no, I'll say this: I've went into a lot of these situations and no one spoke to me, and then you go in, you kick ass, and you do whatever, and then all of a sudden they're speaking to you, and I'm like, no,
Well, 'cause that's fake as fuck,
we're
too,
past decorum. You're a
Where were
dickhead.
you when I needed? Where were you when I needed you?
Yeah, where were you when I need you? But boxing gyms are great. I
believe
love
that is,
South
yeah.
Florida's got some great fighters. I love to go in and get a good workout. I don't really spar with anyone anymore, but I do volunteer every now and then at a gym that helps people with Parkinson's, and that's
Okay.
really neat. It's the flagship gyms in Indy. I went there when I visited, and they have one in Del Rey and I think one in Riviera, but that's really powerful stuff. And fighters are they're great people. People think they're all animals. I mean, they got to sell themselves, but these guys are all heart. They're real athletes, and you don't see them hashtagging every fucking thing that they're doing in the gym. They're actually putting in work.
That's because they're working. They're still fucking. They're putting in work to fucking
pick
too
up the
much
phone.
fun. Besides, how are you gonna text with gloves on anyway? I mean, you couldn't fucking.
Yeah, and they're hungry. But that's look, you guys keep doing your walks and doing all that, and I want to see videos and hashtag goal and hashtag sexy.
Oh, yeah.
And I want Piazza to have some side angle mirror shots soon. I need to see that hip thrusting out.
All right, now let's talk about this whole Mitchman thing. Your name, Mitchman. I know your name's Steve Mitchell, and you go by this moniker, Mitchman. And one of the, you kind of use it in a certain kind of fitness cult that's
You know how we got it
prevalent
the name,
right now. We'll get into that, Piazza.
Sorry.
But you use your superpowers in the Spartan races, right?
I compete in the OCR circuit. It's obstacle course racing. I train out of a gym down in Davie that has a team. They're monsters. I mean, these people they do the Ninja Warrior stuff and all that. But
that stuff's crazy.
It's a cool.
How long ago did you get into this stuff?
4 years ago, I did my first Spartan race. I got annihilated. I barely finished. I was somewhere in the 900s in my final placement.
Yeah.
And got real motivated. And I've trained with great people, ran with them. I haven't won one, but I've clocked my division a couple times, and I went to 2 world championships, so it felt good.
In 4 years. That's fucking good.
You already won.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what? To get up, these guys that serve the military, the cops, all these firemen, all these people, servicemen are awesome. all I could say is I got to feel like one of them for a day when I got to go in and represent my country for Team USA.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I was up in Canada, and it was
the uniform was.
They're trying to make it an Olympic sport. Let's say that, but I won't be anywhere close to being able to do that. It's just
they're trying to make it an Olympic sport.
They're trying to grow the sport.
What is the technical term? What is the sport
obstacle
name?
course racing?
Obstacle course racing.
OCR.
Competitor.
Yeah, they have different circuits within it, but just finishing one is an accomplishment. I mean, I'm not going to take away from anyone out there, but I try to win my division and get placements so that I can qualify for the bigger races.
And this really came out of like the Ninja Warrior kind of stuff, right?
No, Ninja Warrior is a new thing, a new element they've added to it where people train at the Ninja Warrior facilities, and there's a lot more rigs, and I'm telling you, it's tough. All of it's tough. And the people that are in it, guys, girls, kids, they're monsters. It's an awesome sport. It's a great feeling to finish. I just saw Randy Moss did one.
Oh wow,
that was really neat. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Best receiver that ever fucking played. I don't care what.
Now, what kind of people join these things that you met? Like, is there any whenever you get into something new, you just kind of notice that there's like a lot of this type of person or whatever. Well, what kind of people? Like, what kind of backgrounds are some of these OCR athletes?
From what I found, the people that are really good at it had a strong biking background or cross country. But I'll just say this: I'm 37 years old. Okay, the thing that dawned on me was you hear all those jokes with guys reliving the glory days from high school. This gave a lot of people, and I can speak for some of them, in their mid-30s to early 40s, a competitive edge again. It gives you a reason to train. You go to the gym and you're constantly looking at your miles and you're thinking, I'm going to get my ass kicked on Saturday if I don't step it up. And when you have a focus like that, and when you get there, all I can say is imagine 5,000 to 10,000 people with the same mentality. And you don't. The other thing, going back to the fitness community, you don't know someone's background. You don't know that someone may have got annihilated in a car accident and they just learned to walk 3 months ago again, and now they're jogging. That's the powerful stuff with it.
Point.
So there is a good thing with the fitness movement, but it's the over-glorification is where I draw the line, and makes me gives me lots of banter and punchlines for assholes that kind of take away from the people that deserve the applause. Look, fantastic. You have an ass I can bounce a quarter off of, and everybody wants to bang you. What is that really worth? You still did 3 push-ups in a 16-minute mile. You're not an athlete. Act accordingly.
You're so angry.
No, he makes a good point.
There's a lot of things that obviously make people angry, you know. It's controlling it, obviously. But
What is it? Del, come on, let's get back into the psychiatry.
What, anger?
Trigger points. Because you're a cool cat. I want to know.
Oh, I'll give you an example. How about this? So
It does take work. We went into the little bit of that. It's mind control, man.
It is. It's more like, it's emotional. Men need to practice more emotional self-control. That's our problem. We tend to fall apart for the smallest thing. Sometimes I think we can be more emotional than women because they deal with emotions daily, so they can kind of like keep.
They're like almost numb to the
Have
emotions.
you ever worked in construction?
No. Okay. Oh yeah, for one summer.
I'm a roofer, and I'm surrounded by. I'm supposed to be surrounded by male testosterone, but let me tell you, you get a bunch of roofers gossiping or a bunch of construction guys on a job site. It's like the cheerleading squad on who's gonna bang the high school quarterback. Man, they are ninnies. It is funny.
Oh, it hit my deal. What the hell?
Well, no. It's all about delivery of the message now. Oh, I don't want anyone to talk to me like that. You see the way he spoke to me? It's like,
oh wow.
Damn, Jarvis, I thought you were a badass, and the guy, all he did was yell at you, and it's very sensitive.
Is it
Everyone's
just
sensitive.
constant fucking war?
Well, we're getting bombarded
all the time.
We're getting bombarded.
It can be.
On the job site?
It depends on what you're doing. If you're working on like a big apartment, like they're building a big apartment or something, and there's all different crews coming in. It's all different people.
You got the construction background.
Then you start beefing.
Well, we're getting
you start beefing with people, the plasterers, the guys putting the tiles down.
That's something that not getting feminized though, right? I mean, is it getting feminized even?
I just seen this. I just.
Did you catcall like you could before?
No, you can't.
It never worked though. I don't think that's ever worked.
No, you know what? I got in trouble years ago on catcalling. I was managing the jail work release program, and this fat lady at Eli Lilly Incorporation, it's a big pharmaceutical company. We were doing the landscaping and excavating. She made a big stir about guys catcalling her. Now, none of us did. Look, you needed a railroad
dog.
crossing.
We need psychotherapy.
So I get brought into a meeting because we had meetings every Monday for all the contractors, and I was a foreman, and they said, we have to pull you aside. We have some problems catcalling. And she worked up the nerve to actually show her face in the meeting, and I was maybe 20 years old. And they're like, we have a lady that's tired of you guys whistling at her. And I said, okay, well, let's go meet her. Because none of my guys did. And they unveiled the curtain that she was behind. And I was just like, Jesus, take a look at Magilla Gorilla here. Nobody wants to fuck that. And the problem was I was saying it out loud. And I said, did someone really whistle at you? Because I don't think so. The only beeping or whistling is the sign of a dump truck when it's backing up. And it's probably coming out of your ass when you're walking through. So... catcalling, this is the way I handle catcalling as a boss. I pull my guys aside and I say, listen, women go to bed every night and they want to get screwed by professional athletes, musicians. I've never met a woman that goes to bed and wants to fucking bang a roofer. So act accordingly. None of you guys are going to be able to pull.
Yeah. Take them right off the pedestal right there.
Why though?
Well,
that's not true.
And if you want to do the math,
let's get the fuck with your head.
Technically... I have no doubt that those guys will never get a 10, but they could probably land 2 5s in their spare time. But don't do that. I never like catcalling.
Let's stick to this script a little bit. The pod, we do get a no.
Let's freestyle. This is way better.
Just freestyle.
Well, you guys talked about moving to Boston.
Come on, man, moving to Boston. No.
Piazza.
We said it for a second. We didn't really explain, but
okay.
No.
So,
Mitchman is.
Mitch is moving to Boston.
Mitchman's future baby mama is from Boston,
Linfield.
proper.
Yep, Linfield, Massachusetts.
And it's just like Piazza, whatever. Yeah.
Yep, good state.
And Mitchman has agreed to give up his philandering ways down in South Florida and move to Boston.
Why?
Well, her family's up there. It'll be closer. And let's be honest. I mean, if I would have grew up down here, the schools are so stupid. I'd have been valedictorian.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Kindergarten.
You're right. No. Horrible schools.
Yeah, what do you mean? In Massachusetts, got all the good ones.
Horrible.
We have the worst education system here.
So it comes down to basics: schools, family. Every kid should experience the seasons.
Palm Beach Gardens isn't that bad though, right?
No, I guess not.
A couple schools here, they're not that bad.
You fuck no matter where you go to school down here.
Yeah.
Like, I think Bostonians and people from the East Coast get a bad rap. I haven't met too many of them I didn't like.
Oh,
yeah.
You're gonna love it.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I think
you're
the
an
accent
asshole.
probably confuses people.
Well,
You
I'm
could
going to
be
have a lot of
intelligent.
fun getting people to say the word aardvark, that's for sure.
Aardvark.
You know what's so funny, Mitch, man, though? I bet you we see you in 5 years. That accent that you have right now is going to be softened.
See, I disagree. I disagree only because you have a thick,
Yeah, it's a
accent.
thick Midwest accent.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah?
When you're immersed in it and you're only living there,
Yeah.
watch.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have 100.
You'll start
You're gonna have 100 of me
sounding like
talking to you all day, every day.
Come down here, baby. Piazza, you fucker.
Mitchman, what the fuck's going
You guys,
on? How are
I
ya?
tell you, I started in
What's
Indiana.
going on, brother?
I had an identity crisis. I'm where the mothership should be. I'm up here in
Let's
fucking
go watch
Boston.
a movie.
Yeah, you are. Actually, you do the impression so good. You are gonna start sounding like that. You're gonna naturally just do it. Yeah,
Have I ever had you before?
yeah. That's the best. Don't call me by my Christian name.
Oh my God, I love that
pickup
movie.
line.
Love that movie.
Actually, you know what? I have a question.
Daniel Day-Lewis is the best actor in my opinion. He's my favorite.
Yep.
Used to be De Niro. Now I hate De Niro.
Fucking hate
because
I like
of
I like
politics.
Liev Schreiber.
Who's that?
The guy
Oh,
from,
yeah.
he's great.
Victor
from-
Creed.
Yeah, Victor Creed. The guy who played the Wolverine.
Brother. He was his evil brother.
Yeah, evil brother. Remember with the sideburns? Oh, have you seen Donovan? Ray Donovan?
Yeah,
I don't like a lot of movies or TV.
Ray Donovan is a good show.
It's a good show.
That was I had
Well,
a
they're from
question, and
Boston
I told you
originally.
this yesterday. So we have to dig in. You guys have all seen a lot of action movies, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you have writers and movies, and they put together these characters, and there's all those famous clips from that, who was it, Pablo Francisco? He did the movie preview guy on how he could make, anything sound good for a movie preview. What I want to know is, what was the movie for action
In a world.
flicks? Yeah, in a world surrounded by desire. But Pablo Francisco did
That's
that.
that guy?
It's a great skit. But my whole point is this. What writer in what room and what pot came up with the fucking dossier on action stars? When you watch these movies and they're talking about,
Robert Mueller.
No, we got a hijack situation over in Boston, It's like, we ain't got a prayer. And they're sitting in the war room. They're like, I don't know, man. Jarvis Jenkins is in there. They're like, Jarvis Jenkins? And there's always a guy that doesn't know and he takes his glasses off. They're like, oh, yeah, he's in there. And another guy looks over. We need to get him on the horn. Like, what happened? What happened? And it gets serious. Like, They need to throw a town in there funny, like Grenada, Berlin, you name it, he's been there. Cumberland, Indiana. What the hell happened in Cumberland? Food poisoning. Oh. So, Cumberland, Indiana. And then they go down the list. Well, what are we dealing with here? Hand-to-hand combat specialist. Weapons specialist, anti-terrorism unit, SEAL Team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But there isn't a SEAL Team 7. There is now.
Right.
They go down that whole list. I want to know what movie did it, because I know the Rambo's kind of up there. Troutman does it. I think. And then they always have a weird hobby now. Like, well, where's he been the last 17 years? Went off the grid.
Commando.
He teaches knitting in a class in Sri
sign
Lanka.
language. Blind kids.
Yeah. Why does he do
Any
that?
Steven Seagal film.
Yeah,
the beginning of any Steven Seagal.
I got that from some of that's from the Under Sieges when like Casey Ryback's on that.
When they always go.
It started the Rambo movie, but I want to know.
I don't do that anymore.
What I'm saying,
that life's behind me.
I want to know who started it. Who started where they went down the dossier? They make these guys so fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
This goes right in line with what we were talking about last week with the good artist copy, Gritter, Steel, and Piazza. You're saying it today, right?
Good
Oh yeah.
Fucking what?
Originality doesn't mean shit.
Originality doesn't mean anything. Doesn't count for anything anymore.
Well, if you
all of these things are repurposed, Mitchman.
Well,
you come up with a genuine fucking recipe, and then you repurpose that shit. You fucking.
Well, why are they remaking everything? They can't come up with one original idea.
Could you believe that? They started out repurposing everything. They've ran out with different recipes on that shit, and now they're just gonna straight up.
Movies are getting to be more and more they're getting to be more and more unlikable. And I those are money grabs.
Like movies. I already hate movies.
I mean,
I'm stuck. Hate everything. I already took that. I already hate that.
Yeah, but I'm stuck on. I love dialogue. That's why Tarantino movies are relevant.
Yeah, of course.
I love dialogue. I love.
Me too. I love drama movies.
Well, you look at
Goodfellas.
Yes.
Don't even say it.
Gangs of New York.
I'm so afraid they're going to try to remake that.
Okay, think of Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York.
Let me tell you, the scene that gets you every time in the beginning. This is why the next level actors are taking a back seat, just like musicians. Everything's CGI and all this other shit. Right. But when Daniel Day-Lewis comes out in the snow and he just stomps his foot and scrapes the snow off his boots and it sets a precedence. Like, this guy's a bad motherfucker.
Did you ever watch that movie?
I haven't watched them yet.
You asshole.
You gotta see it.
Oh, he's gotta see it.
Yeah, he hasn't seen Gangs of New York or There Will Be Blood.
Does that say priest? The Pope's new army? A few crusty bitches and a handful of ragtags?
Yeah.
Just the way he comes out and sets the tone, but it's his. When I look at movies now,
you know what I was watching the other night? Sorry, what was it? The Father.
Oh, In the Name of the Father.
In the Name of the Father. You seen that one?
Great movie.
Great fucking movie.
But I love the manner. What makes a character or makes someone iconic is the mannerisms. Like you look at Vito Corleone, the way he just touched his cheek, and the way he just commanded all that. And when you look at those iconic movies, I'm still stuck watching those. I'm stuck watching the old Clint. I love westerns.
Yeah.
So I watched the old Clint Eastwood movies.
I just got Tombstone yesterday.
The old John, and I love John Wayne. I used to have a thing at work when I worked at a roof distributor. Roofers would call me for materials. I had John Wayne Wednesday where I'd talk like John Wayne. So guys would call in. Hey man, did you ship 3 trucks or 4? I'm like, maybe I sent 3, 4. Maybe I said 5. Maybe I didn't. Maybe somebody's gonna catch a bullet. And they're just like, what the hell's that mean, man? I need 4 trucks worth of shingles here at the job. And, and I do it all day. I'd go to order food. They're like, what can I help you with? I don't know. Sandwich sounds good, and maybe a little less of your lip. And they're just like, what kind of sandwich you gonna order, motherfucker?
John Wayne the world.
Yeah. That's good. It's so funny that Mitchman's like this, man. He's like so different. Mitchman's a construction worker guy.
College educated.
You are college educated. Where'd you go to college?
Couldn't make up his mind yet.
Well, I got my undergrad in marketing. I had a brief stint at Indiana University. I got a little trouble down there, so that never worked out. But the college life, being on a very liberal campus, I will say this: the toughest thing for me, my dad's a Vietnam vet. He's a very decorated war veteran, not like Casey Ryback or Grenada, Berlin, Mexico. Dad didn't do all that. But my father was in the Marines.
No, it's real.
It's real. He won the Naval Commendation for bravery. and he's a legit war hero, and he's legit, seen legitly. That's not even a fucking word. God damn, the Indiana education's coming out. Go back to Harvard, you prick.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like I got a University of Florida education. I'm fucking brilliant.
So
UF stands for you're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, you fuck. But no, you look at the war hero type thing, and it's very skewed now. But ultimately, when you grow up with a legit war hero, is first off, it was hard to go shooting guns because he didn't miss. And I'd complain about everything. But looking at old movies, I watched a lot of old movies. I'm very old school in my thoughts. And, you talk to kids today, and that sounds so funny to say that because we're not that fucking old. But you talk about movies, or you talk about, I told a kid about Back to the Future. I was like, you got to see that. You want to see bullying? Take a look at Biff Tannen. And the kid watched it. It was my buddy's son. He goes, the movie sucked. It was stupid. I was like, you know what? You're stupid.
Yeah, it's such a sin.
Did you say that?
Yeah, of course I did. But
that is fucked up. I'd be offended.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I'd be offended if somebody said that about Back to the Future. Back to the Future is fucking great.
How could you not like that? How could you not like time travel?
Well, just the whole everything is being recycled, but just values everything else.
If they recycled that stupid movie and then added
what are they gonna
CGI fucking
well, there's a reason why there's such a movement in the country.
It's just like part 2.
No,
He's
because you know
using his
why?
hands.
You know why I love that?
It's like a baby's
no, but you know why I
toy.
love that movie though? Is because they go back to the 50s. These kids don't care about the 50s. They don't give a shit
Our
about any of
parents
that.
were from the 50s.
That's what I'm saying. So I like that.
That's why we like it.
That's
Because we
why
were
I'm
80s
like,
babies.
yeah.
I remember watching that, in 1980, whatever, 5 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you look at what...
I wanted Biff's car, and I wanted the truck that was in the fucking garage at the end. You know what I mean?
Well, everyone's getting bullied now.
Yeah.
Everyone's being bullied, but if you look...
They said that Rudolph's
if you want a
getting
legit bully, take a look at Biff Tannen. Not only that, he was an oaf.
Oh,
and
yeah.
a buffoon, but that's what made him...
borderline
make like
rapist.
a tree
Tried to rape
and get out
the
of here.
Marty's mother there. Tried to rape her. I mean, he was a fucking... He was a real prick, yeah.
But
Biff Tannen's
So you're like an intellectual construction worker, and actually you write as well, and you write some interesting musings, daily things, daily thoughts, and it should be
definitely
picked
brought
up.
a smile
I wish
to my face
we weren't
many
living in the
times.
era of fake news.
Well,
we had, back in the day, had like a nice periodical
do you mean?
that he could have a column in or
easily.
something.
He can
It'd
do
be
it now.
fucking
I'd
great,
love a column.
Mitchman.
But, social
And
media...
It's just all about that. It's about fucking just an angry
A conversation with a conservative.
No, I don't think I would just.
I don't like labels.
That's not how I would
never like
label,
labels.
man. That's not how I would label.
No.
No.
I don't like labels, but no, social media is despicable
No,
on
fake
a
news,
lot
I'm
of
saying.
for a lot of reasons. But how many of your friends, all of you guys, post an original thought on there where it's not a meme someone else came
I'm a
up
fucking
with?
idiot.
That's true.
Or a video, they recycle videos.
Some of the videos have been recycling for like 8
I get
years.
people robbing me.
Well, I
on
do
some
have
shit
I do have the shit Piazza says.
That
Here's the
shit's
thing.
original.
If I
though.
wanted to be an asshole, I could just take that and just slap that on there. What do? I immediately
Whoa.
cite Piazza. Piazza never wanted to even talk about anything. All these like stupid ideas, he keeps them concealed. He doesn't
Right.
say.
No, I say them out loud.
I'm gonna fucking post that. If you're not gonna post it, and then I cite him. Shit Piazza.
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
antithesis
Listen.
too.
How many people bastardize quotes? You think Winston Churchill, when he was talking about whatever he was talking about in World War II, that had anything? The fact that you
You're
just
talking
did
to
a
a couple
spinning
guys
class.
who own a t-shirt company. We have creativity. We come up with all that stuff.
I love all that
so,
shit.
yes, the regular common man, the everyman, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Fucking
Yeah, but
completely
I'm just saying, did Genghis Khan give a fuck that you just did a spin class? People come out of class, or they come out of whatever. They could be in a 2-year slump and be a drunk and not have a job, and they're on the job the 1 week, and they're just like, they just hit this plateau, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to quote an amazing piece of history. It's like you're not an amazing. You're not an amazing piece of history. You're an amazing piece of shit. So the only thing you've accomplished
You are
is
still
exactly
amazing,
dick.
Mitchman, when you going to Boston? When you out of here?
Early March.
Early March.
Right in time for St. Patty's Day?
I'll be there in time for St. Patty's.
Oh, that's where you're going to enjoy that.
Baby's
That's
due
good.
April
That's what a
4th.
welcoming that's going to
April
be.
4th. My birthday's April 5th. That's
No
awesome.
one cares about your
Maybe
birthday.
I'll tell her to close her legs and delay it a day so you can have a birthday shirt.
Might not be good for the baby though.
No, it's good. Aries is good.
Yeah, great personality type.
Yeah, strong.
So I got a story
New
to tell.
baby on the way. That was number 3.
I got a
How do
story
you
to
feel?
tell though.
Hold on. Let's stick to the script a little.
It has to do with the baby.
It does?
It has to do with
How
the
does
baby.
it feel having a new baby on the way?
I'm excited. I never wanted
I know. I've
kids.
seen.
I
Honestly,
never-
your trip to Boston, you were smiling in every picture. You looked very happy,
Dude, I
Genuinely,
never-
Do you like
really
the
happy.
father-in-law?
love him.
Good.
And you know
Thank
what his
God.
name is?
What?
This guy's name's Leonidas.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Greeks
great.
are fucking crazy, man.
I love that.
Greeks are so insane.
That's such a great name.
You know what? He disappointed me though, because when I got in the house, I wanted him to point to me and say, "What is your occupation?" That's what I wanted. Now, keep in mind,
This is Linfield. You fucking boots.
Let me guess. He either owns a laundry, a diner, or a
Pizzeria.
sponge dock of some kind. Oh,
Pizzeria.
Greek pizza?
Yeah.
He owns
Fucking love Greek
his
pizza.
buffalo-
Honestly, love Greek pizza.
his
It's the best.
buffalo calzones should be illegal.
Holy shit.
Wait till you guys. You know what?
do a good
I
job
won't
up
even
there
talk
with that.
about it. Wait till you guys come up there and visit. You're gonna come up. You're gonna
Of
see the
course.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna see me.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take you there and I'll let it speak for itself.
Okay.
Great pizza.
I love
great
Greek
food.
pizza, man. It's the
Yeah.
best. It has that taste that only Greek pizza tastes like.
Well, it's funny. As a kid, my favorite subject was Greek mythology. I read the Iliad and the Odyssey. I
See, I
love
wish
the
Ricky
whole
was there.
story.
He loves all that.
And being with a Greek, it's pretty awesome. And I just tell people, where is she from? I'm like Mount Olympus. Zeus shot her down.
That's great. Yeah.
Really? Shut up.
Is the new baby gonna have a Greek name?
She will. We already have a name picked out. It is Melina.
Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Okay.
And the middle name is going to be Rose, and she's being named after my boxing coach, who's a former professional fighter named Christy Rose Fulmer. So she's going to be named after my favorite female fighter, who got hosed on ESPN2, by the way, by Mia St. John.
Because
and
you got to
shitty
get
play.
your thing in there. You got to have something. Mitchman says something.
She's going to be Melina
Throw me a
Rose
bone,
Mitchell.
please.
Melina Rose
you can do it,
Mitchell.
yeah.
If it was a boy, it would have been Maximus.
Yes.
So there's always a chance for that
there's always
down the
Maximus
road.
Mitchell, that would have been fun.
Maximus Mitchell.
Next time, don't miss.
Maximus is a cool name, huh?
So can I tell my story?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in Jack's Hamburgers recently.
Okay.
And
Where's that here?
Jack's Hamburgers down in Pompano.
Okay.
And this goes with parenting. This goes with today's society. Now, do you guys understand misplaced aggression?
Oh yeah.
People have misplaced aggression.
Right here.
Okay. So
He's the king
So
of
I'm so I'm sitting in Jack's Hamburgers, and there's a guy with his kids. Now this guy's probably never thrown a punch or done anything in his life as far as physical. He's a nerdy looking guy, but he's with his sons. One's probably 7, the other one's 11 or 12, and he's sitting at the table behind me. And there's 2 teenagers, maybe 19, 20. They weren't high school kids, at the table on the other side of him. And this is bullying. This is misplaced aggression, this is parenting, everything wrapped up in one. So I'm sitting there, and I'm not a social justice warrior. I don't want any confrontations with the general public, but I'll knock anyone in the mouth that has it coming. So I'm sitting there eating my burger. I'm having a disturbing day in construction. And these kids are talking about...
Disturbing is the perfect word.
These kids are talking about... They're a couple white kids, and they're talking about fucking, and they're talking about this, and they're talking like they're from the streets, and they're not. They're like, yeah, man, I dick that bitch down, I stick that motherfucker, and then fuck that bitch, man. And so they're talking like this, and the father works up the marbles, and he turns around, and he's like, excuse me, I got my kids here, man. Do you guys mind? Whatever it is you're doing, it's cool, just please don't right now. My sons are disturbed. Hey, man, I'm gonna beat the brakes off that bitch ass if you don't turn around. So the dad in front of his kids, which took me in the heart, because when you get checked in front of your sons,
shitty, yeah.
So the dad turns around and says nothing, and the kids are kind of looking at him, and he's just, his voice was kind of,
yeah.
So what's he gonna do? So I immediately go into Biff Tannen mode. We're in an old diner looking place. I stand up and I go over there, and when we talked about movies or characters or anything else or setting the tone, I don't like even guys in bars, they start screaming or people beat their chest. Oh, fucking. No. So I walked over to the kid that said that, and I reached in and I grabbed a handful of his fries, and I dipped them in ketchup, and I was just staring at him, and I took a bite of his fry, and I took one of the ones that had ketchup on it, and I threw it at his shirt. And he had a white jersey on, which made it sweet.
Nice.
And he looks down at his shirt, and I was like, what do you say, princess? You want to go out back, and I'll beat the brakes off your bitch ass? And they both look at each other, and the kid kind of looking at him, and I don't know what his name was. The kid's looking at him like, man, you got to step up. And I was like, and you're next, cutie pie. And I started looking at him, then I touched his face. I rubbed it, and I was like, man, you guys are tough, huh? Little bad motherfuckers,
Oh,
huh?
yeah, that's good.
I was like, I will fuck you both right up right now. Let's go. No, pack your shit, get up, don't look at me. Let's go outside. And they're just like, we ain't want no problem with you, all right? I was like, with you. Speak right. He's like, we don't want a problem with you. I was like, get the fuck out. So they get out, and this was the irony of it all. All of a sudden, Polly Poindexter grows a big pair of coconuts and looks at me and goes, excuse me. Excuse me.
The same guy?
The dad.
Okay.
You just escalated a situation. I don't teach my sons that. I don't teach anybody.
Wow, that's so sad.
And he's like, you know what you just did?
Grateful. Be more grateful.
You just made my sons realize that the way I did it wasn't the right way to do it, and the way you did it supposedly was. Congratulations.
Wow.
That's embarrassing. You should be ashamed. I was like, you're done talking. I'm going to go back to my burger.
Yeah.
So I go back and I sit down. The dad gives me another final look, takes the kids out of there, and I'm sitting there lost. Look, I didn't want him to give me a fucking standing ovation.
No.
But I wanted him to acknowledge, like, it's okay.
I understand a little
You
bit.
can't just have your way in the world with everybody.
You're being a gentleman and you're in front of your sons. Well, guess what? I'm not a gentleman.
He should have said thank you.
He just should have looked at.
He should have
didn't
said
have.
thank you.
No, he didn't have to
I would
say
have.
anything. He didn't have to
That's
say
not
anything.
weak. Is that weak to say thank you to you for doing that?
He didn't have to say that. All he
I don't
needed
think
to
so.
do, he needed to give me a
explain
nod.
shit to him.
Yeah.
All he had to need to explain
Do you
was
think
what he
that
said
is
to you
weak?
to his own kids. He could have said that is not the way you handle that to his own kids. Although you saw it worked.
He's not disciplining them. That guy, his job
Is that
to
guy a
discipline
liberal?
his fucking kids.
I didn't ask. But the thing that was disturbing was,
I mean, that sounds pretty.
I had no aggression towards the dad. I was like, look, I understood. I respected the fatherhood thing. I respected my manners, how I was raised, everything else. But I also respected how my dad raised me, on the sense that when people are acting like that, sometimes you just gotta ride, man.
You have to.
But they already had.
Because they're not going to learn any other way.
No, but they already had.
They'll bully everyone else.
They
You at
already
least
got
stood
their
up for
one
it, and that's
chance.
going to
Those
put in
kids
their
already
mind
got
they
their
can't do that
one
with
chance.
everybody.
No, and that's the problem today.
When the guy asked nicely and politely, they had their chance to do the right thing. They didn't do the right thing, so now the next step is to go, fuck you. All right, that now we have to do it this way.
I don't trust.
With your fakeness.
I don't trust people that haven't had their ass kicked. Let's get that out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When you talk to go, I never lost a fight. I don't trust you.
Yeah,
you know, when you've had someone's
a
beat the
fight.
brakes off of you fair and square.
Yep.
You have a new respect for physicality, for everything
Yep.
else. The other thing is that no one would speaking up. I mean, the restaurant staff's not equipped to deal with this, but these kids are acting a certain way. And when I looked in his little fairy eyes, all I could see is no one's ever called you out on your shit, and you've managed to go 19, 20 years on this planet without someone not only calling you out on it, but they're going to eat you. So, you know, and the look on his face, he immediately reverted back to his little childlike
That's going to
state.
fuck him up, too.
Oh, I'm sure he went and he got his dick back by pounding on a little fat kid somewhere, and he feels better about his pathetic life.
Yeah, you fucked him up good. He'll think twice about doing that again, though.
So anyway, that was my story.
He will.
That was what I wanted to share today.
Are you a Western chauvinist who
story.
refuses to apologize for creating the modern world?
It's 47 minutes.
I would say yes and no. And
That's a good answer.
I'm unaffiliated.
you're 100%
I know
sure.
where you're going with that, and I'd say I'm unaffiliated. I am silently clapping and sitting back and watching. But I will say this: I've never seen both sides of the spectrum more despicable towards each other than now.
Yeah.
And it ain't one
And it's
man's
not
fault.
nice. It's not a good feeling, is it?
This has
It's pretty
been
shitty.
this has
Where
been
you can't even communicate what your thought is without getting tore up and called names, and it's just the internet. The way
I don't
the
really
internet
try to
is right
communicate
now.
too many thoughts, though. I do like the idea of just like grabbing one of them and probably, just.
I guess we wouldn't have the same
Tuning
thing if
them
we
up
were
a
back in
little
the 80s, you know? When we didn't have like means of communication, we were up each other's asses all the time. We
Well,
knew
everything's
everything
in real
everybody
time.
thought.
Everything's
It was all
in real time.
yeah. You wouldn't have this kind of communication and shit going back and
Well,
forth.
let me
the
ask you
80s?
this:
Yeah.
It's
Have you
because of
guys ever had
communication.
anyone
I think so.
recording?
It's just so hyper.
Everyone's
insane.
recording everything.
Yeah.
When you see something going on, I've never done that. Even if someone's acting a fool, the last thing I'm going to do is pull my phone out and become. Everyone's a reporter.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and
They'd rather see the outcome.
back in the day, people actually went to what was it, Northwestern or Ball State? They went to journalism schools, but now everyone's a
Baltic
fucking
Journal.
journalist.
What was the story you were telling me?
What?
About the guy in the subway, right? There was people filming.
Oh, in New York City, a couple of years back, this right on the front page of the Daily News, they got the last moments of this Asian gentleman in the fucking subway. Wait, and the
Chinese
subway
American.
car. The subway car is right there in the picture, and it's perfectly framed, and it has him trying to get out. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
You know, And you just see the oncoming
everybody's like this, filming
traffic,
it.
the oncoming train. Nobody went and like helped the guy out. They actually just stopped and took the picture before it had happened.
Well, wait.
But, yeah.
Do you guys remember that commercial about the piece of trash on the ground next to the trash can and 2 or 3 people stop? I don't remember what kind of commercial it was.
And
Like
Indian cries?
No, and they're all pointing to it. And how could someone do that? And a guy walks by with headphones on, picks it up, and just puts it in the trash and keeps walking. That's what needs to happen.
Apathy is what's going to kill Western civilization.
Apathy.
We've heard this before. This is just a common, super.
See what you just did? Yeah, he just stole that.
No,
from somebody else.
I did. Have you ever heard that? I think it was a former Bengals player told us, the coach said, "What is it? Ignorance or apathy?" And he goes, "Coach, I don't know, and I don't care."
That's great.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful.
So, number 4 of the podcast topics, we're going to stick
That
to
was a
this,
good one.
is the government shutdown. Who's being affected by this?
Not me.
What day is it? I don't even know.
It's day 5, I believe.
Day what?
Day 5?
No, that was a couple of days ago, isn't it?
Day 4 or 5, dude.
Day 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Day what of government shutdown?
What is it actually doing?
Huh?
What is actually going on? If you, somewhat, people.
Well, that's $1 million. That's a loaded question. What's actually going on? Nobody knows.
First government shutdown began at midnight, Saturday, January 20th, 2018, and ended on the evening of Monday, January
I think what they
22nd.
should do is, since it's shut down, right, all the checks that aren't going to these people that work for they should just put that towards the wall.
It's day 7.
Oh, see? You thought. No?
This guy, listen, fucking Trump's the best, man. I ask everybody on here, I got to ask you, what's your position on Trump, man? Do you like that guy, or is he a piece of shit in your eyes? What do you think? I mean, he shut down the entire government because he wants to get the wall built. And he's playing hardball.
You know, my opinion of Donald Trump is he's a real-life Gordon Gekko to me.
Yeah.
And anyone that grew up...
Absolutely.
And anyone that grew up in anyone that grew up in the 80s and followed sports...
Greed is good.
Greed is good. No, anyone that grew up in the 80s and followed sports and loved boxing, he was so big on the Trump Tower, all the fights in Atlantic City. He owned that USFL team, and there's so many athletes that loved him. There's so many people that loved him.
Yeah.
And he just kind of was an iconic character. I don't like to call him a character because he's a businessman, but he was an iconic guy growing up.
Iconic person in the pop culture that everybody knew about.
You just can't...
Us 80s babies knew about since we were conceived.
He was
known about Donald Trump.
Well, what everyone forgets is he was the bar growing up. When you were learning about business, when you watched how my father dressed up in a suit every day and, had his hair slicked back but you just looked at it like every guy wanted to be him in that world. And not only that, despite of all the negativity and everything else, he seems like the kind of guy that'd be very charismatic if you met him. And he seems to be a kind of a gentle person until you cross him, and then he just goes all in.
You're fired.
Yeah, he goes all in, but I just look at him as an iconic person, but also I look at him as why? You did this to yourself in a sense that you didn't need all this and you're not getting any appreciation. He had everything made. He didn't have to.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why I love him, because he's so selfless.
But if I ever met him, that's what I'd ask him. I'd say, what the fuck, man? You had everything that you needed and you still did it.
He'd be like, I had to do it. I had to. I saw what was going to happen.
I respect it. To me, he looked at it and this is arrogance in a good way. He looked at a situation and said, I can do this better, or I'm going to give it a shot. And he fucking did it. And that's kind of what this country is.
Don't you appreciate that arrogance?
I do appreciate it.
Why do some people shy away from that arrogant thing that's in some people's
but listen,
character attributes or whatever?
I look at everything.
Sometimes when they do it, when they deliver on it, and they actually prove themselves right.
But I look at everything objectively.
As long as you deliver.
I see the whole, respect the presidency, respect the office, and people have what Trump does to hurt himself is he creates angles for people. But the one thing I'll say with all those angles is no one hated him until he ran for office. I mean, everyone was begging to be on his show. All the athletes loved him.
That's very true.
And when he went out for office, and other people have said that, I didn't just create
It's interesting that you bring that up about
tremor
angles,
on the sound waves with that.
Usually before you plan like a move, right, you would discuss all the possible angles. How could this turn out bad? How could this be a bad thing? For instance, when he just went to Iraq, nobody apparently had a discussion with him about, that you're going to go to the U.S. Base, but you're not going to meet with any Iraqi officials or whatever. Like, he went there, didn't He was there for like 3 hours, went right in there. Think about it. You're in a different country. Okay? The American president comes in, doesn't even tell any of the government that they're there. Go in, shake hands, pass on, sign a couple MAGA hats, and I'm bouncing. And then, but nobody goes, hey, don't you think that'd be a sign of disrespect or anything like that? Nobody's thinking of the angles. It's true.
Well,
it's because it doesn't matter what he does.
You just said
no matter what he does, those people that don't like him are going to hate him. It doesn't matter what he does. So why even think of the angles? Fuck the angles at this point.
Just be genuine, be yourself.
Just be a fucking...
Don't care.
There's no angles.
Don't give a fuck.
It's a circle.
No apologies.
It's a revolving circle.
I just think people need to focus more about handling, like they say in the hood, handle your business.
Yeah.
They need to handle their business.
Get it done.
Stay in your lane.
And stay in your lane, handle your business. And it's kind of, from an individual achievement thing, there will never be another Donald Trump. Good, bad, indifferent. If you love him, hate him, there'll never be another one that forms out of this country because of the timing of it all, too. The way he came up, you know, you look at old interviews of him and stuff, he was iconic in boxing, and the way he supported that, he owned a USFL team that came real close to combating the NFL. I mean, he was kind of a
Miss
rogue.
America.
You know, Miss America.
He wins, man.
He's had his hand in a little bit of everything. I think.
Well, he's a legit mafia don. Born and raised in New York City, a builder. Think about that. Well, in the building business.
Well, look at
since day one. He is the don. He is.
I mean,
the closest thing to a mafia boss.
The tweeting,
the president.
The tweeting is what really messed him up.
I like the tweeting.
I like the tweeting too, but it's too much into his own personal.
I got a whole argument on that, like the firehouse chats. It's like every time a new president, whenever a president comes out and there's a new emerging technology.
Yeah.
They're the first ones to use it. Everybody criticizes them. And that's been done with radio, TV, everything. So he's just the first person to be using.
He's not the first person that was hated by Hollywood, though. When Reagan was an actor, then a rancher.
Exactly.
And he decided...
and he was the man.
The actor?
Yeah, the actor. Back to the Future.
Yeah,
but, you know, I wonder, there wasn't as much coverage, but I've always been curious when he decided to take office, how many people started to hate him that loved him a year or two before. That's the interesting. So Trump is unlike anything we've seen, but we've seen similarities in other guys. Mm-hmm. And I think, honestly, regardless of how everyone feels and how everything's going, I think everything is despicable more than it ever was. And they're trying to blame him. But look, man, there's that old saying, too. The propane's been in the air. He just lit the fuse. Yeah. And when you light the fuse, you're going to be the fall guy. But that's what makes him special is because he don't give a shit.
No.
That's what, good, bad, or indifferent, I really don't think he gives a shit. And I think he's going to do his best. And I don't know about a second term. I mean, we'll see.
That's the only thing I thought about. Who are they going to replace him with? Hillary? Who the fuck are they going to replace him with?
More people are jumping on board.
There's zero competition.
Well, we are so close to the end of this. We're reaching the hour mark. So the last topic of discussion.
Really? It seemed longer than an hour.
Pretty fast, right?
No, it seemed long.
It's 56.
Yeah, we're super close. But anyway,
4 more minutes.
The last thing that Piazza wanted to talk about was Cindy Crawford and Caitlyn Jenner mix up. What?
Yeah, that fucked me up. Can you imagine being Cindy Crawford though? Oh, so I don't know. I read its little article, right, where it showed the split screen, and it had Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner on the left and Cindy Crawford on the right. But looking at the phone, I thought it was the same person. And apparently people in Hollywood or paparazzi or whoever thought the same fucking thing. And poor Cindy Crawford's mortified by this. And yeah, I'm mortified too. Shit, I wanted to fuck Cindy Crawford for a long time. Now she looks like Caitlyn Jenner. I'm all fucked up, man. That fucked me up.
What's a bad image?
Star Magazine from a couple of days ago. Cindy Crawford mortified after she's mistaken for Caitlyn Jenner.
I have to see this.
The supermodel is 17 years younger.
I mean, for Bruce Jenner though, hey, good.
Cindy Crawford,
he's looking good. He's chilling. He's like,
actually looks good.
Last week, she was at the British Fashion Awards.
Yeah, see?
Multiple people confuse her with Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, dude, that's
Click through the gallery. What the fuck?
Yeah.
No. I still don't see it.
It's all right, though. You know what they were doing, too? Dennis Leary said this. He said he was being confused for Ellen DeGeneres. So, I mean, that's pretty fucked up.
Listen, they had to put Cindy Crawford back on the map somehow. So why not create a public...
Is that what they do?
Yeah,
that's the angle he sees.
That's what they do.
I won't see
everything's planned, bro.
Everything, there's an angle to it. We
were talking about feminism earlier. It's the movies,
fucking
man.
Donald Trump needs a goddamn PR policy.
It's the media, it softens up the whole...
If you look at lawsuits and everything now, though, do you think me and Piazza have anything on Cindy Crawford? Because she gave me carpal tunnel.
Oh, absolutely. I can't even.
But what do you think what do you think I
What do
could
you mean?
file?
I can't even microphone for an hour because of her. Fucking
That beauty
hurts.
mark?
Yeah.
She had the beauty mark.
Oh, that was
I watched
that was
that
a
shit,
bullseye for
that
me. I
shit
was
movie
like,
she
right
was
there.
in, Fair Game. The only reason why I watched that is because I heard you got
Oh,
a
with the
boob
third
shot
or
in.
fourth Baldwin? What Baldwin
It was
was
the Baldwin that isn't invited to the Christmas dinner.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed. Yeah, that was great on the. Yeah, she wearing the white fucking little fucking wife beater.
Yeah, she had a little top and everything.
Yeah.
I
Well, this
watched
has been
that
a
movie.
very interesting conversation on Bobby Pickles podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Cindy Crawford, we still love you, even if you.
I love
Happy
Cindy
New
Crawford,
Year
you
to
know.
everybody. You know, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Happy New
now, Mitchman, what is it going to be for you? Is there any last words of wisdom you'd like to give the people of the internet?
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Nice.
Yes.
T-shirt. Oh.
No.
All right,
Wait. Oh,
that's it.
this is the last podcast to 2018, right?
Oh, yeah.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Okay, done.
Enzo.com.